Is Astarion a good, bad, or neutral character? Well, let's find out the actual truth today. We're doing a challenge. Only Astarion's approvals. To ensure we're doing his approvals, we will be using a mod that shows the approvals on all of the dialogue choices. This mod works by reading the code in the game and displaying the plus and minus values of the if-then clauses. These are the rules that I have set forth for myself in this run. Rule number 1. I must choose the first Astarion approval that shows up. This game has multiple branching narratives, so to keep the narrative straight, we'll be taking whatever path is Astarion's first instinct and thus his first choice. If the first wheel of choices has no Astarion approvals, I can pick any option I want, so long as that choice does not have an Astarion disapproval. If there are multiple Astarion approval choices in the wheel of choices, I have to choose the one with the highest approval rating. If there are multiple with the same level of approval rating, then I can pick whichever of those I want. Rule number 2. I must do the normal order of operations that I typically do for the game. I'll also be doing this challenge for all of the main romanceable characters, and there will be 2 exceptions for this and all future runs. Exception 1. I must romance the character the run is about to get their fullest story. As such, if the first round approval would cause me to break up with them, I must skip that choice to preserve getting the fullest version of their story. Exception number 2. I cannot make a choice that will kill the character the run is about, again, to preserve getting the fullest version of their story. I may still personally finish the story, but that will be a different video. For this Astarion approvals only run, I needed to know if there were approvals or disapprovals in the final choice of the game, whether you kill the brain or enslave the brain. So for this run, I did happen to finish the whole story. After Cazador's Palace, even doing the other character quests, Astarion only had 2 approvals that were unique to the Dark Urge. Before we start, I do have a disclaimer. Astarion's story contains elements of SA and DV from a father-like figure. We'll be discussing these topics in this video. Because the whole story centers around these topics, we're unable to contain them to a single chapter that would be easy to skip. I'll also be discussing my own personal traumas that mirror this topic. If this topic is in any way harmful to your mental health or hinders your healing journey, then this might not be the best video for you. And with that, let's get into it. Did you know you can get approvals before finalizing recruiting someone? Neither did I until today.
There. Can you see it? Shh. Not a sound. Not if you want to keep that darling neck of yours. And you, keep your distance. No need for this to get messy.
I need her alive. Stow that blade, or I'll show you just how messy things can get.
Promises, promises. But I have other business, I'm afraid. Now, I saw you on the ship, didn't I? Nod? Splendid. And now you're going to tell me exactly what you and those tentacled freaks did to me. Don't lie to me.
Your mind twists. You're looking out of unfamiliar eyes, prowling dark, busy streets. You try to hold the memory, but it fades to the worm. The light, the fear.
What was that? What's going on? You're not one of them. They took you. Just the same as me. And to think, I was ready to decorate the ground with your innards. Apologies. A kindred spirit. My name's Astarion. I was in Baldur's Gate when those beasts snatched me. A pleasure. So, do you know anything about these worms? Turn us into... Of course it'll turn me into a monster. What else did I expect? Although, it hasn't happened yet. If we can find an expert, someone that can control these things, there might still be time. You know, I was ready to go this alone, but maybe sticking with the herd isn't such a bad idea. And you seem like a useful person to know. All right. I accept. Lead on.
If someone threatens Astarion, he'll kill them. If someone threatens our group, he'll kill them.
Please. I'm sorry.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger.
A death viper. You've milked their poison before. A single drop of it could kill that child in a heartbeat.
She's a parasite. She eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks. Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
The snake's hiss of approval reveals its intentions. Should the child struggle, it is poised to strike. The death of a child. A timeless tragedy that never grows old.
Very well. She may go. Break your word, and my serpent shall feed. Sif, Tila to me! Out, thief. My grace has its limits.
You know, despite saying mean things to the children, he didn't approve of killing one. I was not expecting that. She threatened us, so guess what Astarion wanted to do?
Over there! Surround him like! You spotted us! Good! It's like they say. No fun in skewing a pig what doesn't know he's cooked. That's supposed to be a threat. Got a set on you, all right. Almost makes me like you. Almost. I'm gonna enjoy pulling off your skin when we're done. Still look good with a few arrows sticking out.
One, or something, is having a bit of fun.
Wait, don't interrupt them. Let me do it. They sound disgusting.
Don't mind the chaos. Astarion likes to act without thinking things.
What the hell are you doing? One horn. The stink of Avernus. Advocatus Diaboli.
Well, I'll be God's damned. The Blade of Frontiers. Thought I'd shaken you for good. That'll teach me to underestimate you. Bloody right. An honor to be chased by the Blade of Frontiers, but Ugh!
A great heat roars through you, her heat, fiery as the hells. Then you're lost in visions of demonic armies as you tear through a landscape of fire and blood, the Blood War. You saw it from above as the Nautiloid passed through Avernus. This woman was on the front line.
What was that?
Evidence. Proof that you're a devil. A gladiator in the archdevil Zariel's army.
I can explain, but it's a whole situation. If you just hear me out...
Another vision. Karlach's blade raised, slicing through devils, Zariel's servants, as her eyes dart around, seeking escape. Her rage and desperation seep into you. She is a victim of the Blood War, not an agent of it.
She's trying to trick us. Don't believe her lies.
You saw the truth. I never wanted to serve Zariel. I was enlisted in her army against my will. Forced to fight, and fight I did. When I saw an opportunity to get away, I took it. Finally home. Or near it, anyway.
You served her. That's enough to damn you.
Will catches his breath and his lips straighten. Sheer dread twists his face.
You don't know what you're saying. You're asking me to trust a devil.
Again, Astarion chose to protect our own, even from each other.
Listen to sense now. I don't want this to end badly for either of us. You know monsters, right? Better than anyone. Look into my eyes. Can't you see I'm not what you think?
Shit. You really are no devil, are you? I've been deceived.
Oh, thank the gods. Thought I was gonna have to take your head.
You would have died in the attempt. But there have been enough threats today.
Truce then, eh?
Aye. Truce.
I'm Karlach, but you already knew that. And you are... Really now? First I catch a ride out of Avernus, then I stumble into a friend. Who's the goddess of luck again? I owe her a flower. Now that we're old pals, how would you feel about helping me kill some evil bastards? Little background, if your moral compass needs something to point at. You already know I fought in the Blood War. I was good. Really good. Turns out, I've got a knack for killing demons. That made me a valuable asset. Zariel, the archdevil herself, made me as her personal attack dog. I played along until I could get the fuck out of there. But devils don't like to lose their assets. Zariel liked it so little. She sent a bunch of goons, so-called paladins of Tyr, to take me back. Problem is, I'm not going. Fuck yes! They cornered me outside the toll house just up the hill. Doubt they've gone far after the scorching I gave them. Then we can work on evicting this parasite and take Faerun by the short hairs. Sound good?
I like her. She looks like she could throw me over her shoulder and carry me to safety, should the need arise.
I'd hug you if it wouldn't scorch your skin off. You know I'm up for it, but your party's a little full.
If you insist. Don't have all the fun without me.
Now we're talking.
The fount of his power. My pet's been unruly, and his leash needs a yank. We had a deal, Will. But Karlach's still breathing.
I've taken more pleasant shits than you, Mizora. And at least those can be buried after.
That's no kind of talk for a lady. By the way, Karlak, Zariel sends her regards.
You told me! Devils only! She's a tiefling, not a monster!
How precious. The little pupster's found his bark. Clause G, Section 9. Target shall be limited to the infernal, the demonic, the heartless, and the soulless. Karlak meets the criteria by virtue of having no heart.
The boy is so keen to protect our own, he even wanted me to fight a frickin' devil.
Kill me? I wouldn't recommend it. I die, and Will turns to a lemure and gets sucked right down to the hells. Which reminds me.
Will burns in the fires of Avernus. The lightning storms of Dis strike his flesh. His soul passes through each layer of the hells, gaining their essence and their torment.
That's better.
What the hells have you done?
A promise broken, a price paid. You know the terms. Get used to the new form, pet. There's no going back. Some magic even I can't undo. Now, let's see how the frontiers fare without their precious blade. Karlak, keep an eye on him, would you? I'll be keeping mine on you. Oh, and Will, don't forget, our pact still stands. Ta-ta.
No, it's not what it looks like. I swear. I wasn't going to hurt you. I just needed, well, blood.
There, in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
It's not what you think. I'm not some monster. I feed on animals. Boars, deer, kobolds, whatever I can get. I'm just too slow right now. Too weak. If I just had a little blood, I could think clearer, fight better. Please.
A strange sensation courses through you, and your companion's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed.
At best, I was sure you'd say no. More likely, you'd ram a stake through my ribs. No. I needed you to trust me. And you can trust me. Thank you. Do you think you could trust me just a little further? I only need a taste. I swear.
Obviously, he wants us to let him bite us, you know, support his vampirism.
Really? Of course. Not one drop more. Let's make ourselves comfortable, shall we?
It's like a shard of ice into your neck, a A quick, sharp pain that fades to throbbing numbness. Your breath catches, your pulse quickens.
Oh, of course. That was amazing. My mind is finally clear. I feel strong. I feel happy. Shouldn't take long. So many people need killing. Now, if you'll excuse me, you're invigorating, but I need something more filling. This is a gift, you know. I won't forget it.
You watch as he stalks towards the forest, stronger, more confident, ready to hunt.
So the tadpole allows us to influence others. How very interesting.
Influence, yes. But a power born of Illithids is not one to take lightly. I would urge you to exercise caution.
You have the ability to manipulate people, make them bend to your every whim, and you'd be cautious about it? That's no fun.
We all knew he'd be power hungry, but so far we haven't actually used those powers for evil.
My point exactly. I'm so glad you agree. Darling, I was just thinking about you. Remembering our time together, the things we've shared. And I don't just mean that lovely neck of yours. I'm growing to like the whole package. Honestly. And you clearly like me too. So...
This boy cannot keep his hands off me.
I could feel it. As I was getting lost in your neck. Your little shakes of excitement. You enjoyed it, didn't you? You don't have to say a thing. I already know how you feel. Because I feel it too. We could take an evening to ourselves, get away from camp, get some privacy. I know somewhere quiet, somewhere intimate, somewhere we can indulge in each other. Wonderful. I just hope we don't have to wait too long before we can steal away. But once we can, I promise you a night you'll never forget. See you there, lover.
Personally, I prefer this to when he's trying to seduce you at the party for the first time. Here, even though it's still him putting up some level of front, it feels more real. We're actually friends with the high approval in this version. And in his confession, he says, quote, "They did mean something. That's the problem," end quote, as one of his possible replies.
Of course they did. That's the problem. Or part of it.
It makes sense with this version of our first time. He actually cares about us during our first time in this version compared to the other. Just more as a friend. And his trauma response, one that I understand because it's like my own, it makes him unsure how to be too close to someone without crossing that physical line. Okay, so by this point, I've gathered Kaga's letter in the swamp. This is a really good time to discuss the frustration that I faced with this run.
It would be your doom.
Alive.
In my original version of this run, a mod that was outdated broke the game. And removing said mod then broke my file. This made me have to start again. However, during editing, I realized that I forgot to talk to the Gur in the swamp in this specific version of the run. But to give you an idea of what happens, he'll kill him to protect himself. I don't think protecting yourself is evil. Maybe you do. But anyway, back to the run.
Why are you here? I sent you to Zevlor. What?
That damn nose of yours has gone poking in our business.
Mistress Olladin, I can explain.
Shh, shh. No need. It couldn't be helped.
Kagha, what is the meaning of this?
You think yourself quite the spy, don't you? Go on, tell him.
What's in there? Cloakwood? Kagha, have you lost your mind?
Halsin is weak, Wrath. But in the shadows, we are strong. We are safe. There is no other way.
You and Halsin welcome untouchables to your midst. You defile the grove for the sake of harmony.
Olladin speaks truth. Who among you disagrees? Who would see this grove in ruin?
The choice is made. Kagha, burn the tainted away. Start with the snitch.
As you say, Olladin.
To my surprise, Astarion had an approval for killing Kagha and saving the tieflings?
Oh, then come get it!
Alrighty, now we hook up.
There you are. I've been waiting. Waiting since the moment I set eyes on you. Waiting to have you. Don't I? You're here. And I don't think you want to talk. I think you want to be known. To be tasted. What do any of us want? Pleasure. Yours. Mine. Our collective ecstasy. That's what you want, isn't it? To lose yourself in me. I thought so.
No shock. Astarion approves of us encouraging him to bite us. In this game, the way biting happens for Astarion mirrors sexuality and his SA trauma. For example, the way Araja wants us to force him to bite her, which kind of feels akin to grape. How he chose, if you heard my puppy in the background, I'm sorry. How he chose to bite our neck for the first time instead of our wrist. When, by the way, if you ascend him, he will bite your wrist. And of course, in the spicy scene. I'm sorry, but I have to do this. Can we just take a moment to laugh at the fact that Shadowheart has a disapproval of him biting us during this private moment? Like, is she like sitting in the bushes with some binoculars? My God, woman.
Fresh disharmony, bare hands. Weaker than pixies, humans.
Oh, you got him good.
And who are you? A half-elf. thinking you rule the world.
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
Well, not us. Things are changing. We got the Absolute on our side now. You better learn your place. Go on. Kiss my foot. Or I'll wipe that nasty look right off your pretty face.
End him or leave him. But don't you dare grovel to this slug.
That's more like it. What? You swine! Think you can mess with me? Huh? Think you're being funny? I'll bash that smiling. Come here. Just you, me, and my friends here. Wait! I yield! I yield!
Take his head. He won't be putting it to good use.
Yes! Yes! There! There! I've done it.
Good. No telling how many lives he might yet have taken. Tonight, the coast breathes easier.
Help! Help me!
This motherfucker. This freaking motherfucker. I swear to God. His chaos is going to be the end of me. So far, I've been fighting villains 10 times more than when I make my own fucking choices.
Oi! Ain't no party in here. We're doing the Absolute's work. State your business. Now.
The mark glows, but you feel nothing in response. Your illithid power is beyond reach until you rest.
Can't be here to see the true souls. Those types don't even bother to wait.
At least we're getting to enter the temple without starting a fight.
Well, I didn't say that. But you'll need to be more specific, mate. Absolute's blessed us with 3. You here to see Priestess Gut, Boss Ragslin, or the Drow? Well, look. Big Boots here has an appointment with Draw Ragslin himself. Throne room's at the back. He's communing, mind, so step soft.
Now here's somebody special. The Absolute has touched you, hasn't she? Priestess Gut needs to touch you too. Hold out your arm so I can mark your flesh.
A priestess. One of the leaders, no doubt about it. Let's make her squeal.
What's that? Tell your friend to keep quiet, or he'll lose his good eye.
Never mind, that didn't last very long.
You think you can hurt me? This'll be good. Lads, rip him apart!
Okay. At least it didn't impact me getting Leviatar's gift.
Greetings, child. I've met few aside from goblins here.
You recognize the scourge. This man is a follower of Leviatar, goddess of pain.
Ah, are you also here to assist with the prisoner? I was invited to teach them some of my techniques. I live for pain and its intricacies, you see. But alas, these goblins seem to thrive on the crude and primitive. Pain without purpose is a terrible thing. Wouldn't you agree? Yes, one who claims to be a master of pain. Pain is intimate and loving, but trying to discuss that with these creatures. Forgive me, but that look in your eyes, something terrible has happened to you. Do not be ashamed, child. What I see in your eyes, in your soul, is only natural. We've all suffered in these dark times. It is little wonder you bear scars of pain and anguish. Please, let me alleviate this pain. As the Maiden of Pain, the goddess Leviatar teaches us through penance, administered by my skilled hand. My work can grant peace and serenity, the likes of which few experience. It will be worth it. I promise.
I wouldn't let his skilled hand anywhere.
This man is of common stock. Only the poorest of men need settle for the spectacle of their own gore.
Oh, I have something exquisite in mind. Both Leviatar and I are interested in how you handle pain, dear one. And should you delight her, you will most assuredly receive her most gracious blessing. Trust me. Simply face the wall, and we can begin. Yes, this will do nicely. The pain you suffer will cleanse you. Do not fight it. Your voice sounds so sweet, dear one. Keep going.
Would you have joined up with her if you'd known she'd be indulging in this sort of thing, Astarion?
I mean, I had my hopes.
Pain is proof that we live. Revel in it. That's it, dear one! Let Leviatar hear you!
My. Who knew our friend had so much blood in them?
Try not to lick your lips as you say that.
You are doing so well! Do not give in now! Yes, you can, child. Take the pain and offer it up to Loviatar. Offer it all. Sweet child, you bore the pain like a true believer. I could feel Loviatar's pleasure with every sting of my scourge. I am proud to have served you this penance. Oh, as did I, dear one. Loviatar herself found your performance inspiring. She has deemed you worthy of her blessing. And on a personal note, thank you. That was positively divine.
Shugan al Shukok, Utashokek doors! I command you, corpse. Speak. Reveal truth to the Absolute!
By Balduran's bones.
Nothing. Must be reading it wrong. Shugan al Shukok!
This is the big boss. Strike him down.
The hobgoblin turns to you, and the parasite squirms in your skull. You taste the ale on his tongue, and the bile in his soul. The visions cloud your inner eye for a brief moment once again. You see the hobgoblin bowing before the armored elf you'd glimpsed before. The elf speaks of the hunt for a great weapon, and the rewards that will go to whoever finds it. The hobgoblin's eyes gleam hungrily.
If it isn't another true soul.
He doesn't speak his next words, yet they still rattle your skull from within.
You ever talk to a dead squid? Now's your chance. No time like the present. Absolute says the dead squiddy had a weapon. I reckon the killer nabbed it and scooted off to that looter camp. We find who killed it, and we find who took that weapon. So settle in.
You feel Shadowheart's anxiety. The weapon the Absolute seeks. It's the artifact that she carries. The same one that protected you as you entered the Goblin camp. Her mind focuses. Their suspicion cannot be aroused. They cannot discover that the weapon they seek is within their grasp. You choke on black smoke as the hobgoblin bellows his incantation.
I command you, corpse. Speak and say sooth. Lucan ok al koldek shulkok hank.
The hideous corpse rises, tentacles writhing. Your heart seizes. Under questioning, the creature might recognize you as its killer.
Talk to me, freak. Who killed you?
The creature responds, not in words, but memories. You see a clawed hand open a holding pod, devoid of flesh, only darkness.
Damn it! That tells me nothing!
The memory fades, and the corpse awaits the next question.
Tell me who killed you, freak! No games!
Again, a vision comes to you. A memory, Seen through the creature's soul-dead eyes, you see a clawed hand opening a holding pod. The murk clears to reveal a face. Yours.
That can't be. You're no true soul.
Your parasite resists, flailing as you crawl into Ragslin's mind murk. Rage slithers through him, hot and black. It squeezes you, suffocates you.
Great. This could possibly backfire on me. No, never. Yep. Minthara hates me. Wonderful. Also, guys, I did some save scumming so I could show you this. Astarion is just down for the ride. He doesn't really have an opinion of who you side with, whether it's the Grove or the Goblins. So let me show you what I mean.
Your scouting party has not returned, and half of the intruders escaped your guards. A true soul in such a grotesque form. The Absolute has a place in her heart even for Githyanki. Her heart is more generous than mine. Join my hunt, fairy, and obey me.
She is seeking the grove you visited. Already you feel her mind closing around yours.
Speak, true soul. The hunt must begin soon.
Alrighty, back to Minthara. We will be knocking her out and then going straight to Halsin. I'd like to get her later. Like later in the game. Fucking A, man. Even the frickin' pit goblins are pissed at me. What the hell, Astarion? What the actual hell? Also, this clip is from the first run.
Oi! What's the bloody ruckus out there?
A strange symbol glows, marked on their flesh, and something within you stirs in response.
If you make too much noise when you're outside killing the goblins, it will trigger the guards to ask what's wrong. And... oh, God damn it!
You what? You cheeky bastards!
We're just gonna kill everybody by pissing them off. Oh, damn it. Well, then Astarion wants to kill them and the whole camp, and even the Leviatar priest will hate you. Alright. We're going to skip forward now to the next big moment of Act 2. If you'd like to see his party seduction, the version, I've already had sex with him. You can watch my Astarion Spawn romance supercut video. It'll have that scene in it. I thought, you know, it'll just be the goblins. My vampire will start being evil and siding with the villains now. The boy made me pick a fight with the Dwegar. Oh, God.
You! What are you doing on Gek's raft? Where's Gek? Who are you?
We're gonna have to kill everyone in this temple too.
I'll be. You're one of them cult freaks. Felt the tingle. In that case, let's talk business. Your twat's old friend Nair caused a rockfall, trapped tighter than a hornet's arse.
Couple of known slaves stuck with him too. Little bastards.
You absolute shaggers owe us a crapload of coin. You want through? Make a donation. I'll be shagged to Shanatar. Shit's looking up. But I'm warning you, that twat soul ain't settled up soon. There'll be hell to pay for the lot of you cult buggers.
We have to free Nier before we can take his head. Sounds like a lot of wasted effort.
Okay. There's hope. I'll not have to fight everyone. He's expressing that he hates effort. I like to always go and do Philomena first to save myself time, despite his funniest line getting skipped if I do this. Maybe, if you are all very nice, I will insert that line from a different run here. You know, if you're lucky.
Taking your own death to avoid someone.
Hold it! I swear to Iron Hand. One more step, and a blow us to chunks!
An ashen scent fills the air. The barrel is filled with smoke powder.
Careful. I'd rather not have to pick bits of gnome from my hair.
Shut your mouth, Hoon, or I'll shut you down. Damn right, Fecker. Now shut your face before I melt it clean off. I know what you are. One of Nier's cult goons. Sailed right in. Better to die in this shit heap than rot in Moonrise. You want me? Come get me.
So, we're not gonna just kill her. Brother, what? Brother, ugh!
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother?
Not a true soul. And I'm supposed to believe that. Shit. I can't do it. Go on. Drag me to Moonrise. I'll make you cult nutters suffer. You want to barter with rune powder? Look, you have no idea what you're dealing with. Any true Iron Hand would trade their life for a grain of this stuff. I'll spare you a vial. I go where there's shit to stir, and there's no shortage of options. I'm getting gone. You ought to do the same.
Seen her run with a barrel under her arm. Just a small one, but enough to blow the drow out. Someone should grab it. Slaves are never gonna manage with pickaxes.
Can't go chasing maybes. The sergeant's our ticket in.
Oh, would you look at that, Kerr? Someone's having a listen.
A shiver runs through you. Your mind is awash with ancient resentments.
True soul, no less. What do you think, Kerr? Should we take Nier's debt off her? I ain't parleying with more twat souls. And you got the stench. If I didn't know better, I'd say a mind flayer shat a worm in your brain. Should split your head open and poke around in there if you lot don't pay up.
The shiver returns. This time it's colder, sharper.
The stench don't lie. You're one of them. Revenge, eh? In that case, I got a proposal. Want to earn some gold? Thrin's after the Absolute's glory. That's why she's got those slaves digging for Nia. But we ain't need glory, just coin. And Nia's got plenty. Help Thrin free Nia. Then you and my chums grind him up. Whatever the spoils, we'll drop you a fat cut. You in?
And that hope of hating effort is totally gone.
Drugnin shithead, like hell she should.
My sister's in there! Myrna! Myrna, can you hear me?
The gnomes speak in soft whispers, the words all but lost in the hot air.
I'll never get through. We need that smoke powder.
Finamine's gone, and if she's smart, she won't be coming back.
Tell the sergeant where she went. Baldur still trapped with that maniac Nia.
Forget the smoke powder. They'd kill Phil on the spot. I won't let you do it.
Wait. Are we gonna help the gnomes? I mean, it's only for the sake of protecting ourselves, but I have some hope.
Thank the Stern himself! But the others? They'll die in that tunnel, if not by poison, then by Nia's hand.
Mum, you have the powder. My Beldrum will die back there. Blow up that wall, I'm begging you. Hurry! Our people won't last in that cave-in forever.
Faster! Heat up some rocks! Let's see how the little pricks do when we strap fire to their legs.
Not the most sophisticated way of getting what you want from someone, is it?
Move, Hoon! I don't have time for Drugnan outsiders.
The parasite stirs, but it's a mere tickle. You hear no thoughts or memories, just an echo of scars that never healed.
A true soul, eh? Useless wreck of a lookout could have told me. Glad you're here to take responsibility. Tunnels collapsed. Trapped true soul near. He's stuck in there with poisoned geezers. We don't get him out soon, it's both our heads. Place is older than bone dust. Previous tenants left a trap. Dropped a shit ton of metal once we dug a ways in. Get near out, and you'll have the Absolute's blessing. No doubting that. That's so. Set it near the rubble, and ignite it. That'll blow the drow out.
Beldron, can you hear me? Beldron!
Freedom, or what passes for it, do the right thing. Kill Nia. You know what to do.
An excuse. Please, do what you want. Just don't hurt my sister.
You got the smoke powder? Go on, blow the rubble.
Finally. Worthless slaves. Your incompetence has been my ruin. Nia does not fail.
And nope.
Beldron! No!
Astarion will always make whatever choice he thinks will protect himself. Either we side with Nia for safety, or we stay silent for safety. I would count this as Astarion's first evil choice.
The Absolute gave you everything. And this fiasco is how you reward her?
Me and mine worked flat out. I was cracking the whip day and night. Tell him, true soul.
pities you, Thryn. Your errors and excuses. And your sorry end.
This was a very long time to go without a character who everyone swears is evil doing anything evil.
Your skull buzzes, and you see your own face through Nir's eyes.
Worthless, every last one. Their failures must be punished. True soul, take their heads. The absolute command.
I've done runs in the past, and Astarion will be content whether you do good or evil.
Heathen, you shame the absolute. Dwegger, this true soul has betrayed us. Let her blood prove your devotion.
It's kind of starting to feel very chaotic neutral. Here we go to the gift. Bruh. You made me doodle on a god.
You take a moment to fully appreciate your masterpiece. She certainly looks a little less regal now.
A wretched display. I thought you better than such juvenile antics.
I thought me better than them.
Vertical incision from pineal eye to end of notochord. Intestinal coloration consistent with samples 231 to 259. Do you have a question? Or are you just going to stand there gawking?
I am a child of Gith, not discarded rat flesh. Am I not due your respect?
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Let the Istik with you speak, and I will decide what respect you're owed. You must be desperate to seek my aid. Tell me, how long have you been infected? A sign that your cognitive abilities are not so robust as they appear. Still, you appear to be functioning far beyond the capacity of others I've observed in your condition. How fascinating. Either your tadpole is special, or you are. We must find out which. Go to the Sathisk. I will ensure you're cured. It will relieve you of the specimen lodged in your cerebral cortex. What else? It will be worth it, I assure you. Even Githyanki rarely experiences Athis. You are very lucky, Istik.
The device is strange, made of taut flesh and pockmarked metal. It waits for something.
The Sathisk. Vlaakith's purity distilled. My duty. My right. Praise Vlaakith. Let it be done.
Sit, child. Let the Sathisk end your suffering. You must focus on the parasite at all times. The Zathisk will do the rest.
An unseen blade cleaves your mind in two. Impossible pain sears your bones and body in concert with Lae'zel's. The Zaithis psionic forces batter Lae'zel's thoughts. There is no chance she will survive this unscathed.
Yes, child. Speak the Talaket. Meditate on its verses.
You feel Lae'zel's mind rip and rupture. Is this purification? Is this the cure?
Aww. Aw. He wanted to save Lae'zel. At least he still wants to always protect our own.
No! Blacketh! Purge me of this blight!
You share in Lae'zel's agony. Every cell within her skull bursts into a constellation of fragments, sorted and reassembled. Lae'zel will die if she remains.
Yes, child. Jamar, Zala, Blackith, call to your queen.
My queen! Hear me!
So, we're just gonna stand here and let it kill her? Is that the plan?
Your vision narrows. You sense myriad specters of Githyanki past. This is their fate. This is their anguish.
Becoming pure!
Yes, child. Face her will.
Your marrow quakes within your bones. Behind the pain, a new sensation rises. Power.
Remove her!
The Zaithis overwhelms the both of you. The weight of the astral sea crushes your mind and spirit.
Enough!
Damn it all! Parasite! I still feel it! I am Githyanki! I will not be gay!
My life's work gone. And yet she lives. And so does her parasite.
Her voice cuts with a fanatical edge, an obsession bordering on mania. If there's a chance the parasite lives, she wants it.
The Zaithisk does not fail. The only variable in this experience was you and your parasite. And I will uncover how this happened. Wait here. I will gather my tools.
No! I followed the protocol! I must be cleansed!
That was too fun.
I followed protocol. I kept to my faith. Yet the Zaithisk might have killed me. The Gustil tampered with it. Traitor. And there may be more still. This must be why the Inquisitors come. Thank you. Happy? Good. Now hurry. We must go to the Chirai and inform him of the Doctor's sedition.
My Arden spoke of one of our kin that escaped a crashing Geik slave vessel.
Chirai. Vlaakith's justice in flesh.
You have accomplished much, child. I am pleased to finally meet you. I heard there is so much goblin blood on your hands that it soaks their children's nightmares. To business. I suspect you plucked something precious from the Geik ship. Something that belongs to us. The weapon. Give it to me.
Don't do it. The weapon is how I protect you.
Do it. Do not disobey the Inquisitor.
Some of your species say knowledge is power. They are wrong. Knowledge is everything. We took an interest in you when you became involved with this absolute cult. A pestilence of infected slaves, the first symptom of the Grand Design in action. But you are lucky. That weapon you carry is the solution. I have heard it from Queen Vlaakith herself. Hand it over. The Geik are about to execute their grand design and you seek to bargain. Pahakva. The weapon. Now. Is that so? Well then, humor me. What would you ask of an Inquisitor?
Always the selfish elf. Wanting gold in exchange for the artifact.
A fool's request. Denied. Give me the weapon. Now.
Don't give it to him.
Do not try me. Hand over the artifact or die by my hand. The Sathisk. I hate that you speak the truth. Choose. Your path is mine to follow.
You wouldn't be so red and itchy if you eat your food.
Our fate is forged. Mother Gith, guide us.
Your illustrious adventure ends here. Hatasith! Crash Yillik!
What in the sweet hells were you thinking? Activating that lance? I was right there! Gods! Do you have any idea how much that hurt? Next time. No. If there is a next time, I'll be the one aiming the all-powerful weapon. Thank you. Although, I do appreciate you trying to fix your mistake. Just don't do it again. Now, shall we go? Or do you have any other chaos you need to unleash here? Gods. All right. What's on your mind?
Can we just address the irony of Astarion making me make a choice that would drop a building on him, and then getting mad at me for dropping the building on him. Make up your mind, bro. Make up your mind.
Supreme Kithrak, has Vlakith sent you to slay me with your own blade?
I've not come to kill you, Lae'zel. I've come to aid you.
Don't trust him.
Skakek Kir Gith Shabeleth. My blade rests. Mother Gith compels you to listen.
Speak. My ear is yours.
I know you carry the astral prism, Lae'zel. Within it lies the seed of Vlakith's demise, and I intend to help you bring it to fruition.
Vlakith's demise? Skaketh. I should run you through for suggesting it.
It is not.
I've heard word from Kresh Yulik. You are infected. Yet the one in the prism has chosen you. Protects you with their power. The prism's tenant alone has the power to end Vlakith's tyranny. I've sought their freedom for eons. When the prism went missing, I feared the worst. Instead, you've granted the opportunity I've so long awaited. All that remains is the key that unchains them. And I've found someone who I believe can provide it. Bring the prism to Baldur's Gate. I'll be waiting in a taproom called Shar's Caress. That is where we decide the fate of my people. Lae'zel, together we will break our chains and be Vlakith's slaves no longer.
I am no slave, Shastil Kithrak. The Undying Queen is my freedom. It is she who will purify me, and she who will ascend me.
Lies, Lae'zel, every last one. There is no purification, no ascension. The Zaith Isk does not purify, it extracts memory and kills the infected. Nor does the Lich Queen glorify the ascended. She feeds on most all of them to grow her power and pursue godhood.
Madness. You flood me with this heresy. I will hear no more of it.
Okay, so what do you guys think? Is killing boss evil or no? I'm not really sure, considering, because if you side with Voss, your whole party can turn into mind flayers in the final fight.
Yes. Yes! I am Vlakith's will!
Your choice has been made. Atazith!
Stay together. Keep to the light. Stop! Who's there? All right, freak. Don't move. Jonas, move in!
I'm here! Where are you?
Jonas? Can you see our torches?
I can't see anything! Something's wrong!
Follow my voice. Come back to the light!
Who's there? Meg? Is that...
you are. Come, join me.
Oh, Astarion. King of not my monkeys, not my circus. Which is also my own life motto.
You're done for. It's fight or die! To arms! Now!
To your church every day, my queen. Your followers are legion. Your faithful stand ready, Majesty. Soon we march. Soon the world will bow to you.
Here, we're boss. Something moved up there. Want me to drag it out?
What's this?
The Drider's eyes cut through the darkness, locking on you as your parasite squirms with excitement. Your minds connect, and you hear a voice whispering to you. The Absolute, or just the echoes of his fractured mind reverberating in the darkness.
One of your true souls, my queen. How have they survived? You bless them too, my queen. Where is their lantern? Majesty, is this true? Did I not serve you well? Very well. If it is your will, we can have it!
What do you mean, go?
We can't go without you. The shadows would tear us to pieces.
This is not Her Majesty's will! If it is Her Majesty's will...
You can't be serious. You know what's out there.
If it is Her Majesty's will, then we shall walk! She will protect us. She must.
As the sounds fade, there is nothing left but cold, still silence. The lantern gives off a chilly glow, protecting all in its vicinity from the surrounding shadows. You notice a tiny pixie trapped within. These fey creatures are infamous for their trickery. Sometimes playful, sometimes malicious.
Oh, please! Oh, golly me, oh my! You must release me or I'll die. This lantern only lights the way when I am hurting night and day.
Dolly thanks you for your sympathy. Now, sorcerer, kindly set me free.
It would be my pleasure, truly. Once I'm freed, I'll help you duly. I dare not name it, newfound friend. The faintest touch could spell my end. You rat! Now I've got glass stuck in my loaf! Least I'm out of that box. I'd pin that push-shitting Dryder's tongue to his nose if I didn't want to get out of here yesterday. I ought to sink my teeth into your softs for messing around. But all this fresh air has me in a good mood. What do I owe you? Sure I can, but will I? Yeah, sure, why not? Here, give this bell a shake. Speak the magic words and you'll get what you've earned. Protection from the shadow curse. What more could a dingus want? And one more thing. You really ought to learn not to mess with the Fae. We'll mess you right back. Enjoy, crack cheese.
It feels like we're being watched. Hunted, even. But there's nothing out there. Only more darkness.
Okay, I expected him to force me to not release this pixie. This method made me a clown. I am really starting to hate this run. Okay. So here, I was going to show you an alternate version of this scene. But the file is corrupted. I didn't realize I'd had an OBS error until I was editing. So I'm going to explain what happened. If you go to the Harpers first, which is not typically what I like to do, he will turn on the Harpers. Then he will turn on the Drider, and he will send the Drider into the darkness like he did in the version that wasn't corrupted that you just saw. Basically, he's always going to side with whoever has the most power because he likes to protect himself. All right, to the Harpers.
Hello. Kindness is too often a decoy. This is why we're here, you see. It is a curious creature that hides all manner of secrets. But if there's one thing that we know, it's that it knows its own kind. You should never have come here, true soul.
Stop! What's you doing? She's the one who saved us!
She's the one who protected the Emerald Grove.
Yup. Didn't leave a goblin standing. Not so bad to hang around with either. Saved one of my friends from a druid with a snake. Knows when to be discreet too. I'd pretty much trust her with my life.
A true soul with a mind of her own? How is that possible? What in the hells is that thing? Congratulations. You've earned yourself the benefit of the doubt. Hear me, Harpers. All clear. At ease. I'll not pretend to understand what that artifact is. But I'm old and wise enough to recognize a sliver of hope when it crawls out of the dark. Tell me, why have you come here?
Whenever I can be sarcastic, he likes it.
You're just in time for happy hour. There's food in the inn over there. Beds too if you require rest. Aloe oil in the cupboard, in case the vines gave you a rash. Settle in. Then come join me for a drink. You may just be the godsend we've been praying for.
I didn't realize I had an audience. The true soul who's going to save us all. I'm Isabel. Pleased to meet you. Small inn. We've been waiting, hoping against hope, for someone like you. Free from the Absolute's influence, yet able to walk among cultists. It's almost too good to be true. But I'd be a poor cleric indeed not to avail of a blessing when I see one. Let me guess. Jaheira's sent you to beg a protection spell off her favorite cleric.
The blessing falls uneasily over your tainted body. You can't help but dream. To kill her would destroy all of Last Light. You yearn for it so deeply.
Perfect. It'll make you immune to the lesser effects of the Shadow Curse, which will get you closer to the towers. But there are places it won't help. Places where the curse is darker, stronger. The cultists are able to traverse even the deepest shadows, though. I don't know how. The Harpers are trying to figure it out. Ketheric is a frightening man. But you have something he doesn't. Allies worth having. While you're busy in the towers, I'll be sure to... Wait. Do you hear that? Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Hello, Isabel.
Marcus, is that you? What's happened to you?
I've been blessed. You can be too. Come with me, and you can hear all about it from Ketheric himself.
It would be your doom. And mine.
True soul, my instructions are clear. Take the girl to Ketheric, alive.
Interestingly, he doesn't have any input on saving Isabel or not.
Pathetic. The Absolute sees all. You fool.
The Absolute. Of course. You can't believe them, Marcus. Ketheric will never give you whatever it is you've been promised.
He already has. Time to go, Isabel.
With Isabel dead, the whole sanctuary will be flooded with blood. A far finer future than her taken alive.
Don't get me wrong, I vaguely recall from another run that if you speak to Marcus about getting a gift or something, he'll side with Marcus. But I could be wrong because I can't find a clip of it. Let me know in the comments, have you tried that? Is that what he does? I expect he's going to make me kill Minthara.
I will not be slandered! General, you saw my reports. You know it's not my fault.
The facts suggest otherwise. You were ordered to retrieve the artifact. You failed to do so.
If I had been given drow warriors instead of goblin trash!
Oi! What?
You scrag! Enough!
A blast of mental energy washes over you, filling the room. Your tadpole squirms, urging you to obey.
Let me make sure I understand this. You're claiming that General Thorm gave you the wrong soldiers?
Yes. No!
You blame the Absolute's Chosen for your failure?
Of course it is not the General's fault.
Whose then?
The Goblins. They failed me. They failed us all.
You lying little! And what would you do to those that have failed you?
They are put to death, obviously.
True. Ultimate failure must earn ultimate punishment. Night Warden Minthara, your crime is incompetence, and your sentence is death.
No!
Make her passing slow, Disciple Zorel. Be creative.
As the General's attention shifts to you, a memory stirs. A memory of this room, and his voice raised in anger.
I'm surprised to see you again, true soul. You are here to assist and not to meddle, I trust. I would remind you that while in my halls, you obey me, just as you would any other chosen. What say you about our Minthara? It is fitting that one mad dog should judge another. Better than you know yourself, it seems. But we are here to speak of Minthara, not you. A pity, then, that her faith was so inadequate. Take her below.
No! Please! Mercy! Please!
Bye-bye, princess.
Kill the goblins, too.
What? No!
You creaking old bag of shit!
I'm so sorry, my lord. She's an unbeliever outside my control.
Try again. Dispose of the rest as you see fit. Or better yet, let us take advantage of our surprising guest and their particular creative genius. I'm sure the results will send a clear message to the troops on the importance of discipline.
Of course, my lord. Thank you. You heard the General. The goblins are yours. Deal with them however you wish. They are yours. You can release them, kill them, or feed them to each other for all I care. Just deal with them. Here in the seat of the Absolute's power, your authority over them is complete. They will obey any command. Report to me upstairs when you're done.
Please! You gotta help me! For old time's sake! Please! Help me!
Let's go see Zarel. And mind you don't slip in the goblin guts.
In another lifetime, you were greeted in this throne room like a god, not the living wreck you are now. Your disgrace has something to do with this Ketheric. You yearn to flay him until he forgets himself, as you have. He healed up a treat. He could enjoy your cuts forever and a day.
Thorm's prayers and preparations must not be disturbed. The rooftop is off limits to everyone.
Even you, Disciple Zarel?
Everyone. Keep watch and ensure that nobody passes. Excellent timing, true soul. The goblins. Tell me how they suffered. No, better yet, show me.
Her mind enters yours abruptly, flickering across your memories in a blaze of excitement. A pool of warmth spreads through your mind as she settles on the memory of you commanding the goblins to die.
Oh, I like you. That was inventive and efficient. And what a fine child it would be. But you didn't come here to tear the wings off insects. You came here to answer the Absolute's call. Let's see what you're made of.
She parts the folds of your mind again, touching your wants and hopes, tasting them. Every emotion soaks into her mind's palette. But there is purpose to her exploration. She is searching for proof of your faith.
My. Your lust for the neck pricker is succulent. I'd like to take a bite out of him myself. With the Absolute, your fantasies can become more real than flesh. The pleasures of the mind can surpass those of the body. I have already been blessed to stand in her presence. It was bliss. She gave me everything I wanted.
He likes Zarel. You can blame him.
Why not? What's the point in power if you don't get to have a little fun every now and again?
Her presence fills your mind, caressing, stroking, kissing, then clawing, biting, cutting. Your pulse races, your heart strains. Then, as suddenly as it began, the pain becomes overwhelming pleasure.
She gave me the power to delight with a thought. Or to kill. So stay on my good side. And the best way to do that is to serve General Thorm. I have a mission for you.
That's it. Play along. The closer you can get to the General, the closer you'll be to the answers you seek.
There is a relic that General Thorm requires. He sent his most trusted advisor, Disciple Balthazar, to retrieve it. The relic is beneath the Thorm family mausoleum. That is where you will find Balthazar. But we have lost contact with him. Go there, aid Balthazar if you can, and bring the relic home. The shadows around the mausoleum are deep and hungry. You'll need a moon lantern to survive them. Take one from Balthazar's chambers. But don't pry. The last person who snooped into his secrets lost their head. I believe he uses it as a chamber pot.
Araj Oblodra, trader in blood and the sanguineous arts. It is a pleasure to stand before a true soul and your pale companion.
I fucking hate Araja.
I'd like to offer my services, if you're willing.
I hate the stupid grapist drow.
I trade in blood and the potions that can be wrung from it. I'm more than happy to make you one. if you'd honor me with your blood. With one drop, I can brew a rather potent potion for you. The rest, I keep for myself. Just a little prick and it's all over. Close your eyes. There we are. All of your very best traits in a bottle. Use it well. Although perhaps there's one more thing we could discuss. Your friend. He's a vampire, no? Or one of their spawn, at least.
Oh, don't worry. We're all friends under the Absolute. I won't bite.
Oh, I'd prefer if you did. I assume he belongs to you? I'm sure he really believes that. How utterly adorable. Do you have a name, Spawn?
Astarion, but hold on.
Good. Now, Astarion. I've dreamt of being bitten by a vampire since I was a young girl.
I'm sorry. You want to be bitten?
To feel your life's blood slipping away. To dance on the edge between life and death. Yes, I want it. I'll even compensate you. A potion of legendary power that forever increases the strength of the one who consumes it. It's not for sale, but it's yours if you bite me.
I will have to decline.
Excuse me? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and you're squandering it.
I gave you my answer.
Can't you talk some sense into your obstinate charge?
And of course, he approves of not biting her. Surprise, surprise.
How very disappointing.
I've never done this with the approval mod installed before. So I'm just guessing. He'll want me to kill Minthara. And then he'll want me to leave the prisoners to die.
You were adored, Minthara. Brought up from the darkness and into the Absolute's light.
She cherished you, but it wasn't enough. You were distracted by your own desires.
Bloodlust, murder, chaos.
And most damning of all, an inability to follow orders.
I obeyed to the best of my ability!
And isn't that depressing?
You are nothing.
The drow reaches out to you psychically, connecting with you for a moment. She is infected like you, and her mind is disintegrating.
Come to observe, true soul. She is a lesson. None can rise so high that they cannot fall again. When the body suffers, we retreat into the mind. But when the mind breaks, all is lost. We are erasing her. No, this is our duty.
Peace, sister. Let us observe the true soul's methods. Perhaps we can learn from them. Her mind is yours. Break it.
And we save Minthara!
Are you quite mad? Or maybe defective?
You won't break us. And you won't leave here alive.
Poisoned me. And tried to tear my mind apart. I didn't think anyone would come for me. Agreed.
Lead the way. Yes.
Down straight. Without me, everything will be for naught. The Iron Hand knows.
Go on. Move.
Nimble. Check for gaps, cracks, anything to leverage the rock. Nickels, tools. Get creative. This rock is basalt. It'll crack with enough pressure. Ah! Don't mind us, true soul. The back wall is weak. We're working to brace it. I wouldn't be so foolish as to think I could escape the Absolute. The Warden has eyes everywhere. And ears. Huh. And why would you be so inclined?
And the prisoners? This is getting weird. Who is this man that I am in love with? Who are you?
Those Spitfires? Well, they certainly gave the guards a run for their money. And they'd be a help in the escape. I reckon you and I were meant to meet. I'm Wilburn. We've got a plan. For us and the Tieflings both. But we're scuppered without the right equipment. We need tools. That head case of a Warden robbed ours, but anything that breaks rock will do. Even if it's not Iron Hand quality. Whatever you find, throw it through the bars. But for the love of Gerdor, make sure a guard doesn't see you. Or we're both done for. Boat's good to go. All that's left is to ship off. My plan for now is to hide out on the water. Unless you have a better idea. Something survived in this hellscape. You should have led with that. See you there.
I last left Moonrise as a commander in the Absolute's army, obeying the voice of a god. I thought I had found a home and a purpose.
Now I leave as an exile. But you risked your life to rescue me. For that, I am grateful.
The artifact connects with her, pulling your minds together and showing her all that you have seen. The prism, your dream visitor, the protection that keeps you from obeying the Absolute and becoming a Lithid. She knows it all in a moment. Her mind reels, but is no longer clouded. She accepts the truth. She has no choice.
There is much we must discuss. Do you have a safe place to camp nearby? Goodbye for now. I will see you soon.
This was a rough battle, as it always is. But I always follow this pattern because it is nicer than trying to do these two battles separately. Now, for the love confession. So, this is where that exception comes in. We will not be breaking up with Astarion. But, since you're here, let's see what it would look like if we did break up with Astarion.
For what you said, whilst I was in front of that vile drow. I spent 200 years using my body to lure pretty things back from my master. What I wanted, how I felt about what I was doing, it never mattered. You could have asked me to do the same. To throw myself at her. What I wanted, be damned. But you didn't. And I'm grateful. It's a novel concept, I admit. And, a little intimidating. It would have been so easy to bite her. To just go along with what I was being told to do. A moment of disgust to force myself through, and then I could have carried on just like before. I tried to pick beautiful people where I could, but there were so many over the years. After a while, you stop caring. The entire reason for my existence was to seduce anything with a pulse. And every instinct I have tells me that nothing's changed. I'm still just a means to an end. You made me see that I never stopped thinking like I was his slave. Even in freedom. But I'm more than that. More than a thing to be used. I would like that. I've held more people than I can count. An infinite parade of lovers. But a friend? I can't think of a single one. Until you.
Also, for everyone who thinks Astarion doesn't approve of loving you, I recorded this moment while I was in this moment. So get ready. Here is a clip of Kitera in tears.
I want to thank you. For what you said. Whilst I was in front of that vile drow. I spent 200 years using my body to lure pretty things back from my master. What I wanted, how I felt about what I was doing, it never mattered. You could have asked me to do the same. To throw myself at her. What I wanted, be damned. But you didn't. And I'm grateful. It's a novel concept, I admit. And, a little intimidating. It would have been so easy to bite her. To just go along with what I was being told to do. A moment of disgust to force myself through, and then I could have carried on just like before. The entire reason for my existence was to seduce anything with a pulse. And every instinct I have tells me that nothing's changed. I'm still just a means to an end. You made me see that I never stopped thinking like I was his slave. Even in freedom. But I'm more than that. More than a thing to be used. Really?
So I haven't spoke for this, but I'm in this tender moment, and I just wanted to share with you that whether you decide to break up with him and just be friends on the first set of questions or the second set where you continue a relationship, they all have the same approval rating. Ultimately, it just comes down to the fact that Astarion wants you to be happy, and he wants to be happy, and he's discovered bodily autonomy at this point in the story. So no matter what you choose, he's going to support your choice. So anyone who saw that first approval, where if you broke up with him and stayed just friends, he gave you 3 points, just know that if you tell him you care about him, it'll open a branch where he approves too. So there's no need to feel like you're pressuring him. It's just he doesn't approve of branching narratives. No character does. You have to actually say I love you before they'll have their approval for having a relationship or not. It's just the way the script's written. I'm sorry. You're approving of taking credit for a good deed?
Credit where it's due. Bex, this is the one who helped me and the others escape.
This isn't the first time you've helped us. Saved our lives, really. Why?
Here we're fighting for our lives and you're working on your memoir. Well, I'll take it. After all you've done.
We'll never forget it. Never ever. Here. Take these for the road. It's the least I can do.
And you're encouraging someone to apologize.
I've lashed out at you, drunkenly and otherwise, and you helped anyway. You didn't deserve that. I'm sorry. And thank you. You went out of your way to help us. It's only right you get something in return. Here. I hope it helps.
Okay. So, he both supports Shadowheart and supports us not supporting Shadowheart? Bruh, make up your mind. Why is there an approval point for both? Why does there need to be an approval at all if he doesn't actually care which we pick? Larian, what is this? Explain.
What's this? Fresh entertainment? But you're too fresh for this place, aren't you? There's a whiff of the surface to you. A new arrival, then. You burrow too deep, little rabbit.
Oh. Bruh. My brother in vampirism. You have way too much faith in my abilities to not die in this fight.
Bold of you. Stupid, but bold.
So, he didn't make me kill Balthazar. And I'm kind of curious, so let's see what happens.
A foreign dread travels through you. It curls its way up your leg, squeezing tight.
Lady Shar. I can feel her all around. This is her domain. This is the Shadowfell.
I knew you would do my bidding, even though you pretended otherwise.
This is the Dark Lady's domain. He does not belong here.
Simple. I followed you. It seems Shar still holds a grudge against General Thorm, and so sought to prevent me from entering in his name. Luckily, you were the perfect agent in helping me slip past her defenses. Now the Night Song is within reach. How kind of you to do exactly as I ordered you to, even after you refused. You're a better pawn than you claim to be. Your lack of ability, perhaps? You made for an adequate errand girl thus far, but let's not overstate your virtues. Raise one finger to me, and I'd sunder you like lightning would a rotten oak. Now, enough dullard questions. Follow me.
come to add more bars to my cage? Or perhaps to lead this would-be Justicia's blade directly to my heart? I invite you. Heap more sins upon your head. My retribution will be all the sweeter for them.
All this time, and you still fail to appreciate the gifts I bestowed on you, Aelin. Sad to see a thing of beauty not recognize its own worth. But General Thorn, he appreciates you, and he wants you close at hand. So, I am here to whisk you back to him.
Ketheric. I welcome the sight of him after these 100 years. He whose immortality I supply with my very soul.
General Thorn. I'm sure you'll be on your best behavior for him, but just in case, I've taken some precautions. Keep back. It will take quite some concentration to secure Aelin for her little journey.
The Night Song is Shar's sacrifice. She's my destiny. He cannot have her.
Plans? The drone plans to court the Queen Bee, yet it dies all the same. Aelin is mine. An Aasimar bound to a soul cage of my creation, lending her immortal strength to General Thorn. Her power, his will, and my genius. An unsurpassable feat.
Ramblings most unsane. Poor Balthazar. For maggots ate his brain long ago.
Hold your tongue, Aelin, or I'll take it away from you again. And you, no more questions. No more interference. Dead man, you haven't been paying attention, have you? Perhaps I'll revive your carcass and add you to my retinue. Then you'll have all the time in the world to think on your mistakes.
Balthazar has drawn his final rancid breath. A pity it was not my hand that brought it about. Instead, it was you. You, who have come to seek the praise of your wicked goddess. You, who have come to drive a dagger through my heart.
Not a dagger, a spear. My Lady Shar's spear. Her fate is mine to seal. Let me handle this.
The fate you seal is your own. To be a Dark Justicia is to turn your heart from everything but loss. You will know no love, no joy, only servitude, until of course your mistress inevitably discards you. And there is much she does not tell you. A terrible blood price that may extend beyond my own death.
You feel Shadowheart bristling. This is important to her. But your bond is strong. You may yet be able to sway her from the path of duty to the path of light. And Night Song is not blind to your conflict. Behind that raging heart is the restless beat of one who knows too well that her fate hangs in the balance.
Well, well, well. What's that I sense? A spear intended for my heart? Empowered by your goddess, I. Empowered to kill the child of a god. Do you know what I am, little assassin? For I know you. A lost child. Frightened by wolves in the dark.
What did you say?
Much has been promised to you, hasn't it? But what has been taken from you? What do you know of your own heart? Your own life? I sense more in you than you know.
Whatever you think you know of me won't matter once I become who I'm meant to be.
There it is. True death, at last. You are Shar's child, after all. And I am...
It is done. You have proven yourself. You have answered my highest calling. My chosen. My warrior. My dark justiciar. No more hiding. Let me show you. Let all see how you have served me, Shadowheart, and how you have been rewarded. Your pain is now your power. Wield it true. My charge must be cleansed. You shall be my instrument in ridding it of the impure. Then you shall take up the mantle as its new leader. First, hunt down the traitor, Ketheric Thorm. He shunned my embrace. He let my armies be slaughtered. He used my domain to safeguard his wretched life. But now, without the Night Song, he is vulnerable. End him. In my name, Shadowheart. Let him see you in your splendor before you shut his eyes forever. Once he is vanquished, Baldur's Gate awaits. Your holy work will continue there, where you first learned of my embrace. Take up my spear again and go forth. Let the cleansing begin.
Finally! Through me, her will is enacted. Her shadows strengthen and the darkness takes all. I am her chosen.
I feel like this is an evil choice. However, should be noted that at this point, we think killing Nightsong is the only answer to stopping Ketheric, because she hasn't told us she can stop him without dying. So, this is about self-preservation, which earlier I said wasn't evil. So maybe, just maybe, I'm a hypocrite.
Actually done it. A dark justiciar chosen by Lady Shar.
Well, we shall see. If he chooses to ascend, then I will call this evil. But until then, we've only made 2 evil choices out of, according to my notes, 53 choices so far. And those are just clips. I didn't include all of the small little choices that don't mean anything.
The devastation of Last Light is sure to pique the interest of the vile Sceleritas.
Oh, apologies for the tardiness, my festering liege. Ha! The cleric and last light, all are now but an ichord slag heap. And it was all your own work. You didn't even need your butler's advice. You have acted with the utmost decorum. First the bard, now this triumph. A part of your past is here for you. I come with your disgusting prize. This prize is no payment, but a sign of reverence towards you. Come closer, my depraved prodigy. Try on your new gym jams. They're a present from Father. It would be rude not to. Such a strapping young behemoth.
You cannot speak, but you have command over your own cruelty.
And look at you. Now you're your perfect self again. This form is the Slayer. You will do many naughty feats with it. Oh, I wish I had time to wax your hide and brush your spines. But your adoring butler must away. But you should be hopeful for your bright future. You are going to kill again soon. You will keep chopping down the Moon Maiden's family tree. I shall return when you next have need of me. I have your estate to attend to. We will meet again there. Good night, sweet master.
Killing Nightsong made me the Slayer. You can still deny Ball as the Slayer. So if you do kill Nightsong in your run, just know it's worth accepting the form for the temporary power boost. Just saying, if you're gonna do it anyway, you might as well get the most out of it. And his choice led me to do another fight I'd normally skip.
It was you. You destroyed the Night Song. How could you do this to us? To Ketheric? To the Absolute? You've turned your back on our Chosen in the most heinous way. And our retribution will be terrible! How funny. How sad. You think you're going to survive this, don't you? Cut this fool down!
So the rest of Act 2 isn't approval or disapproval based. It's just the normal boss fights with Ketheric and the Mind Flare colony. So on to Act 3. I will see you there.
This city of stone and steel is an endless scream in nature's womb. I have felt no peace here. Until now, your eyes, Stira. There is pain, endless and deep, but also devotion, blazing like the sun. You're in love, are you not? You are wise to admit it. When it comes to love, vulnerability is armor, truth a sword, and trust a shield. I pray you wield all three, Stira. Bring the one you love to me.
As a gift for everyone, here is the circus love quiz with all of the right answers.
Oh, my love. How could I say no?
Close your eyes, little ones. Be still as stone to earth. And remember to breathe. I see you. I see the bond between you. So tender, so fragile. But do you see it for yourselves? Astarion, a tumultuous past, hides behind a mirthful grin. The heart is fraught, so let us begin with the joyous. When is he happiest?
Guilty as charged. Sometimes literally.
Hear how your bond thrums with pleasure. Strong, vital, pulsing with affection. Many things delight the heart, but only one makes it sing. Tell me, what does he desire more than anything?
Oh, you're very sweet. I wouldn't say no to some gory vengeance personally, but that was an adorable answer.
Aww. Adorable. So romantic.
There is hollowness between you, something brittle and strained. We must dig deeper, grasp the pain hiding within. Fear sits in the soul of all. To tame it, we must name it. Astarion, what is his deepest fear?
Well, when you look this good... I have to say, you know me better than I thought. I'll have to be more mysterious in future.
Your bond is false, and I know why. Because your heart belongs to another. Close your eyes, and she will show herself to you.
Look at it. Come crawling home, hands stained with the Bone Lord's soot. And you carry his stone. You waste time soft soothing these flesh bags for the knife. I could end it now. But I'll be patient. Father will see us together again. He will see you bleed.
It's not enough. We have a gallery of villains to look out for, but now we could be infiltrated by a shape changer. I can't even tell if any of you are acting strange because you've been replaced, or because this group is full of weirdos.
Can we? I suppose we can. There is nothing I'd like more.
I love him so freaking much. He knows what women want. He gets it.
You are perfect. Every time.
Rechtei Hathran Rust.
Welcome, friend. You've joined us as we honor our fallen dead. A somber time, and you have brought a somber guest. I did not think you would willingly return, Spawn.
Well, indeed. I was rather hoping I'd never see you people again. Honestly.
Frey, Valdisk Durovna. Frey, Vald Iskablast.
I feel we're intruding. We should leave quickly.
Calm yourself. You will not be harmed. Our leader has called off the hunt. She wishes to speak to you.
Im orak nete. Trasinetra. So, the impossible Spawn walks among us in the blazing sun. We have been looking for you. The last time your friend came to our camp, he stole our children, our future.
When I was hunting you, I was to bring you back here, interrogate you, discover how to save our children, and then destroy you.
But things have changed. You have changed. Is it true you left your master? That you broke the spell that binds you to him?
Well, I mean, kind of. It's a long story, honestly.
Free. Not while his master still lives. But he has perhaps earned a second chance. We have tried to save our children once already, attacking Khazad-dûr'Zar's palace at first light. Even then, it was too well defended. But if his own Spawn approached, someone he thought he could control, he would throw his doors open and welcome you in. And once inside, you could do what we could not. You could save the children you damned.
You don't know Khazad-dûr like I do. He's merciless. You want me to march into the lion's den and save your children? But I promise you, they're already dead.
I know our plight is grim, but if there is even a chance to save them, we must take it.
If our children are truly gone, then we ask for blood. I know you can understand that, Spawn.
I suppose. Yes. Yes. Revenge, I can do.
Thank you. From me and all my people. If you can do this, we will be in your debt. You have lived a life of violence and sin. You have stolen lives, broken families, and caused immeasurable grief. Doing this will not right those wrongs.
If you're trying to encourage me, you're failing abysmally.
But it will be a start. You may still be redeemed. Please go. Time is short, but we will see you again when it is done.
So we're gonna help the Gur children. I really thought he was gonna outright refuse them. So there are no approvals or disapprovals until you get into Khazad-dûr's hidden chamber. If you want to see all of this quest inside of Astarion's home, again, you can see it all in my Astarion Spawn Romance Supercut.
Approaching the cells, you're met with hollow-eyed faces. There's an almost physical stink of decay and neglect.
Ugh, disgusting. Cazador never fed on wretches like this. How did they get here? What is Cazador doing with them? I should have guessed there was more to it than Raphael would ever have told.
You. I know you. You're the one from the tavern. You smiled and joked and got me drunk.
No. You're dead.
You called me so many sweet things. My name sounded like a lyric on your tongue.
Sebastian.
You remember me.
You were handsome. Shy. You'd never been kissed.
You taught me how. And then you destroyed me.
It can't be.
Beneath the dirt and blood, you notice that every prisoner has a rune carved into their flesh.
Then they're bound to the Black Mass too. Bound through the scars. Through me. I know these faces. Every one that shares my scar. They're my conquests. I pursued them. Seduced them. Then brought them to Cazador. He told us he was feeding on them. But he turned them to spawn. He turned every last one, so we'd have souls for this cursed rich...
How long?
What?
How long have I been down here?
"170 years. You were one of my first.
My family. My friends. They're gone. You took them from me. You took everything from me. Free. We'll never be free while that monster lives.
That's why we're here. To destroy Cazador.
You can't. It's not possible. And then? What happens to us? Free from this nightmare. It doesn't feel possible.
I promise you, I know that feeling all too well. But it can be done.
Whatever you do, just do it quickly. I can't go on waiting.
We'll be back. You have my word.
we're going to save Sebastian. Doing this keeps us from getting cursed, just FYI. But also, it makes sense. It seems like he had feelings, like some level of feelings for Sebastian.
Gods above. He kept Sebastian. I should have known what Cazador was capable of. He's played us for such fools. And not just 7 spawn to placate the devil. 7 spawn and 7,000 souls bound to them in blood. Everyone, whoever trusted me enough to let down their guard, innocents, idiots, and the unlucky. It doesn't matter. I will need to sacrifice them all if I want to perform the ritual. What's the point? They're as good as dead. I thought they were dead. If they are unleashed, they will cause incredible carnage. They will be ravenous. They must die. Better they serve a purpose. It should be. I don't want to be like them. They're pathetic. Horrible. They do not. That weakness in me is dead. It's dead! I have a higher purpose.
Hey! Hey, you! Come closer.
Oh, God. It can't be.
It is you. I knew it. I'll kill you. Once I get out of here, I'll kill you! Camp. Monster hunters. The Gur camp. Oh, gods! My parents' camp! Chessa, focus! Resist the beast inside you. You promised! It's your fault! You did this to us! Didn't he tell you? He's the one that kidnapped us! He's the reason we're spawns! I'll kill you!
Yes. Now that you, mention it, I may have done that. Don't look at me like that. Cazador's orders. Quite the deviation from my usual routine, of course. Capture, not lure. I didn't bring them in with sweet rolls or anything. I really forgot about them. Felt nothing the moment I handed them over to him. Oh.
Parents? You've seen my parents? I miss them. I think. Or perhaps it's the hunger. I don't know. It's so hard to tell. You should go. Leave us here. We shouldn't be out there. We'd hurt our families.
Behind the exhaustion, starvation, and fear, recognition stirs in her eyes, and with it...
You really mean it? Cazador's got this staff. It controls the doors. If you get it, you can set everyone free. If you get it, somehow. Good luck. If you fail, well, I suppose we'll be seeing you again. In here. Jess, we're all hungry.
Well, you clearly want to say something. I'm not sure. I've been weighing my options. On the one hand, they're the key to my unlocking eternal power and freedom. On the other, well, it's my fault they're here. Yes, it was Cazador's command. I had no choice, but it seems now I do. And what am I owed? What about the injustices I've suffered? Am I not entitled to anything? All that matters now is killing Cazador. I've earned that, if nothing else. We can deal with the prisoners when the time is right. After all, they're not going anywhere.
This part of the story is really rough on me. I remember how it felt to be healing from my childhood SA trauma. I remember how it felt when I started healing. I tried so hard to convince myself that I was stronger than I was. Just like he's doing right here. And I am so worried that he's not going to want to break this cycle of abuse. That he's not going to pass this test I'm putting him to. I'm really starting to get this hurt people. I'm losing faith. Okay, let's get this started.
Who stands before us? Is this truly our prodigal son? Do not slouch before me, boy. Have you no respect for yourself? Look at you. Crawling back after abandoning your family. You should be begging our forgiveness.
Forgiveness? You've never forgiven anything. Every mistake, every slip was punished.
I strove for perfection in all things, even those as imperfect as you. A pity you amounted to so little, despite my efforts.
No! No. Fuck you. And fuck everything you've ever done to me!
I suspected you would return to me changed. Never did I imagine you would be so wretched. Oh, thankless child. Did I not bless you with our immortal gift? Did I not make you what you are?
You son of a bitch.
You truly forgot my power. You truly thought our bond as creator and creation was all that stopped you from killing me? Oh, you are weak, my child. You are a small, pathetic little boy who never amounted to anything.
But today, you will finally do something worthwhile. You will burn, and I will ascend.
No! Stop him! Get me out of this!
Witness the birth of the Vampire Ascendant! Ecce Dominus!
We are about to find out the answer to our question. The question that sparked this and all future challenges of the type. Does Astarion really want to ascend? Also, disclaimer, I am about to react to the answer to my question. If you love Ascended Astarion, my happy or my sad reaction based on whatever it is he chooses, that's just my own preference. You're entitled to preferring Ascended Astarion. I just personally don't like him if Ascended. Well, except for his final love scene. That was hot.
You wake up!
Get your hands off me, worm!
I'm not the one in the dirt. One last thrust, and I'll be free of you. I'll never have to fear you again. But if I finish the ritual you started, I'll never have to fear anyone. Ever.
You think me a fool? That I would allow anyone to usurp me, speak the words, and ascend in my place? The runes I carved into your flesh bind you and all 7,000 souls to the ritual. Complete it, and those bearing the scars will be sacrificed, you included. You are simply a means to an end. I made you to be consumed.
I am so much more than what you made me. I can do this, but I need your help. Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
These people died years ago. Trust me on that.
All that's left are feral spawn, desperate for blood. If we release them, how many people will they kill?
Tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands.
But if they die and I ascend, I won't have to rely on the parasite to walk in the sun. I'll be free. Truly. Completely free. Isn't that what you want?
Okay, I'm sorry for the screen going black. I'll try to edit it out. But, oh my god, the whole purpose of doing this challenge was because I wanted to see what would happen in this moment and what he would approve of. And he actually approves the most. He has a -1, but then a +3. So he approves the most of me not wanting him to ascend. I knew it! That's when I was like, he's gonna approve of both, but I was like, he'll approve more of this one. I know it, I know. I'm so fucking happy. All of these hundreds of hours were for something. And that's just for this run, because remember, I lost the footage from the first attempt and had to do it again. I also stopped recording right here, jumped off, and recorded a TikTok on the day that it happened. And since I'm such a loving and kind editing Kitera, here is that video so you can watch the rest of my what turned into almost an hour reaction. Lucky for you, I only recorded like 30 seconds. Oh, so as you can see, computer behind me, mess behind me. I have been filming so long on this Astarion approvals only run because I wanted to know the answer to one question and to prove one stupid fucking point. And I did. The thing that I was like, it'll never be that. It could never possibly be that. I'm just wishful thinking. Was the fact, was the thing. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to try and put this into the video because oh my fucking God. Everyone who hates him could just fucking suck it. Because I was right and you were wrong.
You're right. I can be better than them. But I'm not above enjoying this.
Is it over? Is he...
Yes. He's gone.
What does that mean for us?
It means you have a choice.
You can hide here, living in the shadows like parasites.
Or you could be more than what he made us to be.
You can choose differently, of course. But the consequences are on your head.
And what does it mean for them?
Now, that's a better question. 7,000 spawn, from ancient conquests to stolen children.
Cazador's staff controlled everything during the ritual. If it controls the cells too, you could decide their fate.
They may not be the safest types to unleash, but their deaths would have weighed heavy on you.
The poor wretches in the cells are innocent. They shouldn't have to suffer just because I lured them here. They'll need someone to lead them. Take the tunnels into the Underdark. Find somewhere, well, not safe, but less perilous.
What? No, we can't.
Just try to keep them out of trouble.
I think we're done here. Let's go.
You killed one vampire, but released 7,000 of his spawn. Have you lost all sense?
They were innocents. To kill them would have been an even greater crime. But if you do decide to go hunting them...
No, they include your children.
They survived?
Well, that depends on how you define survived, really. But they are free. They're making their way into the Underdark as we speak.
This is difficult news. We will need to decide what it means. Thank you for what you have done. Slaying Cazador was a great justice. As for the rest, well, time will tell.
He does understand the cycle of abuse.
I should probably start getting used to the shadows again. Who knows how long I have left in the sun? Maybe. But even if I could control it, it's a dangerous game. I'd spend every day waiting for something to go wrong, for the tadpole to find some new trick, reassert itself, make me a slave again. Maybe never seeing the sun again is just the price of freedom. I think I do. Assuming we survive, of course, because a horrible death is always just around the corner with you. There's something I'd like to show you, if that's all right. Something out in the city. This way. It's not far.
The graveyard is appropriately silent. There isn't a proverbial soul around.
Nearly 200 years. And I never came back. Not since the night I woke up down there. I had to punch a hole in the coffin and claw my way through 6 feet of dirt. Then when I finally broke the surface, retching up dirt and congealed blood, Cazador was waiting. From that day on, I was his. Until today. Exhilarating. Terrifying. Exhausting. For nearly 2 centuries, I stalked the streets like a ghost. Well, the person I was lay here. Dead and buried. Now I need to figure out who I am. What I want. You. I want. You. You were by my side through all of this. Through bloodlust and pain and misery. You were patient. You cared. You trusted me when that was an objectively stupid thing to do. I feel safe with you. Seen. And whatever the future holds for me, I don't want to lose that. Thank Thank you. Well, I should probably fix this. Cute. I've been dead in the ground for long enough. It's time to try living again. With everything that life has to offer. If a night of passion is on offer, I could be persuaded. You know, I didn't care for you when we first met, but I do now. Being with you is about more than lust or manipulating you into a tactical alliance. I love you. I love this. And I want it all. You're not wrong. Cazador left his mark on me in more ways than one. For a moment, I wanted to be just like him. I came so close to losing everything back there. To losing myself. Back at the ritual, all I could see was the power on offer and the safety it promised. I was so blinded by it. Just as Cazador was. But you saw something in me. Someone else I could be. Someone who could break the cycle of power and terror that started centuries ago. You saved me back there. I may not have appreciated it at the time, but I do now. Thank you. You did more than that. You believed in me. Believed I was enough. Just the way I am. When I look at my future, anything and everything feels possible now. And I get to share it with you as a partner. An equal. You saved me from myself. And let me walk a new path where I can be free. Truly, honestly free. This is a gift, you know. Thank you. I won't forget it.
And these are my conclusions from doing this run. Astarion had a true character development arc. Based on following his approvals, it was the intention of his story to have this arc. When we started, Astarion was a traumatized man. He just escaped years of SA and CV from the person who should have been more like a father to him. As we discussed, he'd lost himself. He couldn't even remember the person he was before the change, which, if you know D&D lore, is really heartbreaking as an elf. Elves have a trance instead of dreaming, and during this trance, they relive parts of their life. And as children, elves remember their past lives during this trance. Astarion cannot do this. He can only have his trance of his vampire life and its endless trauma. And because he's undead, his soul will never reincarnate, which keeps him from everything that made him an elf. For 200 years, Cazador acted as his tormentor. Astarion was an SA slave, and to an abusive patriarchal figure. If Cazador spoke, his body responded without his control. Keep in mind, when not being given a command, Astarion could make his own choices. However, he was tortured for every choice that he made on his own until he lost the will to keep trying. And that's where we met him. The shell of a person living in spite and desire for freedom and revenge. Though he would never be free, because his fear of Cazador controlled him. He thought the only way to protect himself from Cazador was to find the most powerful person and seduce them into an alliance. Something I myself have done as a survivor, though more akin to not saying no to men because I feared they'd hurt me worse if I refused them. And that made sexuality both his trauma and his trauma response. We stood by him. We supported him in every moment he needed someone by his side. And as he found himself safe with us, expecting nothing from him in return, he found not only a lover, but a group of genuine friends. Within the safety net of people who loved him, he finally felt safe to find himself again. The version of himself he thought he lost 200 years ago. The version of himself who is capable of being better than Cazador. And that leads to my feelings on this challenge. Firstly, this motherfucking bitch, every single time we talked to a villain, we ended up fighting. I'm sorry, I'm probably hurting your head if you're wearing earphones. Headphones. I'm so angry I don't know. Even when talking to Nier, we ended up fighting because you either fight Nier or you fight against Nier. This run took so long because all we ever seemed to do was fight. Just fight after fight after fight after fight. The boy killed every single villain we came across. When he says, I have a casual relationship with murder, I thought he meant in like a fun, villainous way. No. He kept making choices to kill villains. Even Will agreed with most of those choices. Secondly, every evil choice that he made, which was a total of 3, every single one of those choices was based on trying to survive. I'd expected him to have more evil instincts, considering he puts up such a strong front of being an asshole. I was surprised. He was kind of ride or die. The man's just really down for whatever you choose, so long as you don't take away his bodily autonomy or put him in danger when he doesn't get a reward for it. This was a long and rough run. I do not think I will ever willingly do only Astarion approvals ever again, but as we all know, since I am Astarion's girlfriend, I'm obviously going to keep romancing him. So go ahead and let me know in the comments down below, whose approvals do you want to see next? And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye!